start off with my fall garden. Here is where I've planted some cabbage. I have gotten sick of everything eating my cabbage, and well, except me. And I do like planting out in the garden because it's less trouble. But this is late summer and there's plenty of chewing insects around already. So when those little plants come up, they're fair game. Because this is still outside, but I figured I'd give a shot on planting my cabbage in, like I was doing an indoor start and doing it in some trays. I've already got some purple cabbage coming up there, so that's nice. And the green cabbage isn't coming up yet. This is this Coeur de Boeuf cabbage. It's an heirloom seed that I got back in 2020 because regular cabbage seeds weren't available, and I still have these, so hopefully they'll come up. I've stored the seeds properly, sealed up, and in the refrigerator, so they should. But I got a good start on the purple cabbage now. Well, there's not much to see here yet, but this is where I planted beets. And actually, yep, see, there's one of those chewing little monsters right there. So nothing's come up yet, and nothing has come up here either because my dog got into this spot. This is where I planted some leeks. Actually, I don't think they were going to come up anyway. They were like some little bulbs that were produced in some leeks that I grew a while back, and I had bagged them up and stuck them in the refrigerator, but I don't think they were going to work anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this back in and plant some leek seeds. But hey, that'll be later today. Let's shift gears over to the current garden. Here's my jalapeno plants, doing well, and actually gotten a little bit of a harvest off of them and made some salsa. Actually, it's what the Mexican lady that told us how to make it, she called it chile. The way she made it, it was mostly peppers with a little bit of onion and tomato thrown in. We add a lot more onion and tomato to it, but it's got a little good strong pepper flavor. But anyway, there's we still got more to harvest. There's plenty to these, and these are going to keep growing. Got plenty of harvest left on them. Here's my basil. Basil doing well. Already, and actually as I film here, there's a second batch of leaves being dehydrated in our oven. Actually I harvested some off of this plant yesterday, and then I harvested the big ones off this morning. And I've got two more plants, as you'll see. You see the difference of them. This one's got all these big leaves on it. Every day I'm gonna be doing a harvest and dehydrating. My wife loves basil, and so I always grow this and always seem to have a pretty good luck at it, so I'm glad these are growing. One more what we got over here is, I guess this falls into the fall garden category, is my sweet potatoes. Now the vines are growing everywhere. Hopefully potatoes are growing under the soil. I'm down to watering them once a week, which is what the instructions I found on the internet were, so hopefully that's helpful. And actually, if there's anybody out there, you in Garden Gurus, or well, if you're not in Garden Gurus, got any advice on growing sweet potatoes, please put it in the comments. And here's my cayenne peppers. You see, we got plenty cayenne peppers growing. I really need to stake these up, and I think I said that the last couple times I've filmed this, but hey, they're still growing. What the heck? Well, here's my my spring garden, and it still basically sucks. I mean, it looks good from here, but I haven't been getting much out of all these nice big bushy squash plants. I've been going through and manually pollinating them too, and I have gotten a couple of cocozelles, which is kind of a striped zucchini, And I've gotten quite a few yellow scallop squash, but I mean, not near as many as I thought I was going to get. I've been doing a lot of hand pollinating of these, and they still don't, I don't know what the deal is. You still see all these little female flowers with a little, and they got a little squash on them, but they never seem to open up. I've been tearing open the flowers rather than waiting for them to bloom, and maybe that's why, maybe they weren't ready to be pollinated, so that's why I haven't been getting all that much production. Been hardly getting any zucchini at all. It seems you seem to miss them, and then they rot, and these things just really put out all kinds of. I've been tearing a bunch of leaves off just so I can get down in there, and we'll see. Yeah, so hey, look there. There's a little zucchini right there, but the flower hadn't opened yet, and I don't know. I don't know how I'm missing these. I'm not sure what the deal is, whether I'm supposed to come out early, whether I'm supposed to come out mid-afternoon, or if anybody can give me some advice on, what time of day. I suppose I could look it up. What time of day do these, do squash bloom for pollination? I mean, I assumed it would be, in the morning, but we'll see. Tomato plants, so there's just a smattering of tomatoes on these. I mean, you can see some, on the indeterminates that are growing back there. Those things have been on there forever, and they haven't, and they're finally maturing. But you see, they're in pretty bad shape. I'm probably not going to end up eating those. And I've seen plenty of flowers. See, there's flowers all over these things, but they still just don't seem to be producing. I'm not sure what the deal is. I've gone through and done some trimming of them, pruning, because some of these Romas were just really bushy, and maybe they were too crowded. I don't know. But for those of you out there, whether you're garden gurus or not, you see what these look like? How the leaves are kind of curled up, and they're a little darker colored. Well, there's my shadow, whatever. Hey, I'm not a professional videographer. But see, what do these tomato plants need that they don't have? Any advice would be appreciated. Any helpful advice, anyway. As long as you're a gardener, not just some troll. But hey, my channel isn't big enough to have to deal with trolls, so... Anyway, let's move on over here. This may not look like much, but you can see where got like a stick there in the ground, and geez, I was walking over these, I guess, when I was trimming and pruning my tomato plants yesterday. But here I have planted pumpkins. I think I got like 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got 9 pumpkin plants planted because it was just along the strip back here. I'm saving the rest of this area over here. I'm going to be putting my cabbage when it grows. So, and I've got one more thing to show you. Here we go. This is something I'm excited about. Finally, these are my green beans. These were planted less than a week ago. They were planted last Saturday, and this is Friday that I'm filming this, and almost all of them have come up. I'm actually expecting all of them to come up, to be honest with you. Now, I wasn't sure any of them were going to come up. I had pulled the seeds out to plant back in the spring and never planted them, and I actually left them sitting on the bench in my barn, in my shop, and it's not air conditioned or anything there. I thought maybe that's not going to be good for the seeds, but I guess for long term it wouldn't have been. But hey, it looks like everything's popping up here, and I'm going to have a good crop of Blue Lake bush beans. Probably the last bush beans I grow, because one of you out there, I think it may, well, I don't want to give credit where, whatever the heck. I think it was Sarah from Big Blue House Homestead said she likes pole beans because you don't have to bend over. And I didn't get pole beans because I didn't want to have to mess around with, making trellises and everything. But then after my last batch where I was doing a lot of bending over, I was like, maybe I ought to be doing pole beans. We'll see how it goes. And by the way, if anybody's heard from Sarah over at Big Blue House Homestead, she hasn't posted in quite a while. So if anyone, knows how she's doing, put that in the comments too. Anyway, that's the update on my garden. I guess, I moved my black plastic and I'm scorched, I guess, we call it scorched earth, burning up weeds and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to get the rest of this done under the, with the, the Back to Eden garden, as as you saw back over there. That's what I'm hoping for, but it may just have to wait until next spring. We'll see. Thanks for coming along. God bless y'all. See you next time.